Good morning. I see that we already have a number of folks on today's call. Give us just a few more minutes and we will get started right at the top of the hour.
Are you there, Christy?
I am here.
Okay, cool. The GoToWebinar didn't give me the usual spiel of you are now entering into the webinar and other organizers can hear you. It didn't do all that.
Well, I actually started us early. I'm trying something new, so I think everybody can hear us. But I just told them we'd get started in just a second. But I can hear you, so you are good, Victoria.
Cool.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock a.m. and we are ready to go ahead and get started with this morning's webinar, which is our top 10 free tools and how you can use them right now in your business. Sort of the reason behind putting this class together today was just to kind of remind everybody what's out there and what you can implement, especially if you're trying to kind of cut costs in your business right now. We want to make sure you maximize what's free and you know exactly how that can all get to work for you. So just a couple quick housekeeping things before we get started. This is Christy Kalabsky. Victoria Thomas is also on today's call. We'll be tag teaming the content this morning. Hey, Victoria.
Hello.
And you guys are all muted. So we just do that to kind of cut down on background noise. We are recording this session. So if you want to go back and watch it later or share it with a friend, it will be recorded and we will get that posted on our course catalog and then also sent out to all of our people that registered for today's call. So because you are muted, you aren't able to just speak up and ask questions. But if you've been on a webinar with us before, make sure you locate the questions pane in your little webinar panel, and you will be able to type in your questions, and Victoria and I will be monitoring those throughout today's call, and we will get those answered kind of throughout the session if it makes sense to stop and answer a question, or we will definitely get those at the very end. So we should probably go for about 30 minutes today with our top 10 free tools. So let's hop right into it with number 1. I'm gonna let you.
Awesome. So the first tool is going to be your phone, which might seem a little obvious, but honestly, reach out and don't overthink it. Basically, everyone you know has a phone, and people have the time to talk right now. So we would challenge you to maybe consider setting like a daily goal. So call 5 people, text 5 people, maybe 5 new people that you haven't talked to for a while, for literally no other reason than to check in on them. Is there something that you can do for them? Is there something that they need at this time? Like I said, don't overthink it. Text them, call them, set that daily goal maybe to reach out. And then also, if you are reaching out to those people, consider then putting that information in your CRM. So keep track that you've talked to this person on this day and take notes for that kind of stuff.
I love that. And this one is really, really basic, but it's so simple to do. I have been trying to take more walks because I'm not used to sitting in my home office all day. I'm used to running around and running classes, and I need to get some exercise. And I'm sure you guys are all feeling the same way. So I love, sort of one of my life hacks is doing my calls when I'm on my walk. So kind of a 2 birds with 1 stone. We always have our phones on us. So that's been a nice way for me to kind of reconnect with people while I'm getting some exercise. And I wanted to share with you guys too, one other thought. Sometimes I think it's hard to know, like, oh, you know, what should we talk about? And like Victoria said, everyone has time right now, but we also have something to talk about. Just really calling and checking in. Hey, how's it going? How's your family? What's going on with your job? How's e-learning going with your kids? Like, those are all really, really good questions. But don't forget the basics. We talk a lot in new agent training about FORD, FORD. That's just kind of a little acronym for you guys to have sort of a roadmap of some questions that you can ask. So F, of course, is, you know, how's your family? O is occupation, how's work going? R is recreation, and then D is for dreams. And I was on a call yesterday with Larry Kendall, the founder and creator of Ninja Selling, and he said something that really, really hit home for me. He said, you know, his favorite question to ask people right now as he's calling and checking in with them kind of centers around that D, that dream question. And that particular question that he's been asking is, hey, when this is all over, what's the first thing that you're gonna do? And I thought that was a really impactful question that is an easy ask for everybody. Everybody has that thing, right? Whether it's taking a trip or going out to their favorite restaurant or whatever it happens to be. So don't underestimate the power of your phone.
Nice.
All right, next up. Tucker CRM. So Victoria mentioned it before. Tucker CRM, we've got a bazillion recording trainings on Tucker CRM. We think this is a really awesome time, you know, no excuses. We all sort of say when life is normal that we're just kind of too busy to get everything organized, but we've been given this gift of time. So get into Tucker CRM. It's a free tool that every Tucker agent has. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to get your contacts organized, automate what you can. So those things like birthday reminders and move-in anniversaries, very, very simple to automate. And then get your monthly e-newsletter going out. Great ways to stay in touch with folks. But then also, I love the Tucker CRM, especially right now, for keeping track of all the activity you're doing. I think it's challenging because maybe we're not meeting face-to-face with people as much, that it's like, okay, am I really being impactful in my business? Am I really going to be making a dent in anything when this is all over? And there's some really great tracking in Tucker CRM for you guys to keep track of how many handwritten notes that you'll do, or calls or texts, what you talked about with such and such client. So get in there, explore, consider taking one of our webinar trainings that has been recorded if you're not super familiar with Tucker CRM. But that's going to be a really, really good thing for you guys to stay organized and sort of feel that feeling of accomplishment, like, okay, I actually am working on stuff. I sent out 25 notes this week. That's awesome. So get in there and play around. Anything else to add, Victoria, for Tucker CRM?
No, I think you nailed it.
Awesome. Okay.
Perfect.
Number 8, social media.
Social media. So like it says, make a plan, stick to it, and engage. This is the time to kind of quit mindlessly scrolling and get in the social media game. And we would suggest that this means basically to have like a posting plan and be sure that you're engaging daily. Again, you have the time to do this now. This would be a great time to really dig into the social media game. Think about where you want to have a presence and work on that. Is it Facebook only? Is it Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram, even Snapchat? Honestly, we've had agents sell homes on Snapchat. It's not rocket science. Again, don't think about it too, or don't overthink it. But again, the key is to post kind of valuable content that's valuable for you, and then to engage your people. So really think about, making sure that you're asking kind of those call to action questions, things that where you're going to get comments and likes back. And then be sure that you are then returning that engagement. If you have people commenting on your posts, be sure that you're turning around and responding to them. That makes your visibility higher up in that sort of Facebook social media algorithm, so more people see your posts and then are more likely to continue engaging in them. And it's just a great way for you to stay top of mind with your sphere and your friends and your clients. So again, this is a great time to really dig into that, that social media game. Make a plan, stick to it, make sure you're engaging with the people. And then if you need some content, the Tucker Toolbox is a really great place. There's all kinds of social media content that's already been created. So if you hop on the toolbox up at the top, there's a section, it's highlighted here on your screen in yellow, where it says create marketing materials. And then there's a whole social media section. So you can see that there's like listing promotion type social media. In the social media newsroom, there's a bunch of stuff there as well. Under the social media post section there with the little kind of house going down the road, there's a lot of pre-made content in there that the marketing department has put together for you that you are free to post any of that. And then the Tucker blog is another great place to find more content. Tucker puts out several blog posts a week that you can then turn around and post on any of your social media and make it look like it's been branded to you. So it kind of looks like you wrote it. It's a lot of not only real estate content, but around the state and the metro area, places to, top 5 like burger places. Not that anybody's really going out and eating out right now, but just content like that, community content, not just real estate related. So be sure to check out, what is available to you on the toolbox.
Awesome. And we actually just got a really good question. I'm replying to you, Jen. So one of the questions we had, have there been any social media related content regarding COVID-19? And there has. So 2 areas I would point you guys to. One is the Tucker blog. I think it was last week. There was a really good blog post about what's happening with the market right now with all of this, shelter in place and all the stuff that's going on. So that was a wonderful blog post. A lot of Tucker agents I know shared that on social media. And then there's another option. You guys may have noticed this in your 4 o'clock emails from your office, but marketing is working on a campaign called Real Estate Keeps Moving. So that sort of campaign is twofold. We've got a consumer facing message, kind of reminding all of our clients that, hey, we're essential, real estate keeps moving, we're not slowing down, we're all still working. So there's some really great content there. And then we've also shared some stuff on our Facebook group that is more agent facing. So we're trying to help provide you guys with some valuable content to kind of keep you motivated and actually keep you moving. So I can't remember, do you know, Victoria, where they can find those? I'm not sure if they're posted yet.
Yeah, actually, I just hopped into the toolbox because Daniel had said he was going to rearrange some stuff. So if you get into the toolbox right now, the very first thing at the very top, it says 2020 Spring Action Plan, and that's where marketing is dropping all of the COVID related pieces. And they already have several, like almost 10 pieces of social media content for you to share.
Awesome. Thank you, Victoria.
Uh-huh.
Sweet. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay, cool. Social media is a great one. So lots of good questions there. If anything else pops up, don't hesitate and we'll kind of come back to that topic. It's a really good one. Okay. Moving on, Google Calendar is up next. So you guys know the adage that if it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. That's totally my life. So we think that this is a really great tool for you guys right now to get in your calendar and really time block your day. So we've been given again this gift. Some people might think it's a gift, maybe others don't, but I think it's a gift where things have kind of cleared. We don't have a lot of appointments going on, and kids' sports have kind of disappeared, and everything's freed up. But still leverage the power of your Google Calendar. It's a free tool that you guys have. You can create multiple calendars. There's so much really great stuff that you can do within Google. But I sort of like it right now just for the fact of time blocking. So simple things like, hey, I want to work out for an hour every day. I'm going to put that on my calendar. Hey, I need to spend an hour a day with my kid and do e-learning on my calendar. I need to do my notes and my phone calls. That's going to probably take me 90 minutes a day, goes on my calendar. So really consider doing that time blocking so you've got sort of a roadmap to follow, especially right now since we are doing so much more individually. This can be a really, really great tool for you guys to just make sure that you're utilizing to its fullest extent. And it's going to create very, very good habits for when this is all over and life goes back to normal. And don't forget, Google Calendar has an app. So hopefully for those of you that are avid users, you are using the Google Calendar app on your mobile device. What we suggest is not accessing Google Calendar through Okta. So just make sure that you've downloaded the Google Calendar app, and that will sync right up with your Tucker Google account, and you will be in business. And we did just get a question come in that I'll just go ahead and address right now. Can the Google Calendar sync with your phone calendar? So it can. So if you are, let's just say, for example, an iPhone user and you have traditionally used the iPhone calendar, IT can actually help you get those two synced so that you're not having to maintain 2 calendars, because nobody wants to do that. That would be very counterintuitive. So if you are trying to merge 2 different calendars, go ahead and send a ticket to support@talktotucker.com, and they will help you get you all synced up. And then don't forget to, one more plug for Tucker CRM, you can sync your Google Calendar with the CRM calendar, which we highly suggest doing, because if you are tracking things like client birthdays and move-in anniversaries, if your calendars are synced, you will see that information on both places. So for me, I only check my Google Calendar, so I do see like, oh, so-and-so has a birthday today. Awesome. It's just on my Google Calendar and I can take action right from there. All right, Google Drive is another one that we really, really love. We talk a lot about it in training, and we think this is a great time to kind of like get your ducks in a row, get yourself organized, and do it with Google Drive. So for those of you that are maybe still saving files on your laptop, on your desktop, or in your download section or your My Documents, really consider migrating those over to Google Drive. It just allows you to be very, very mobile, and everything's stored on the cloud. So Google Drive has unlimited cloud-based storage, just like everything great with Google. There's an awesome app that goes right along with it. So we would suggest downloading the Google Drive app. And the nice thing about that is I have a sort of a screenshot of what one of my folders in my Google Drive looks like. But the nice thing about having the app as well is that you can literally, and this has happened to me, be sitting on the beach. We will be back to the beach someday, I promise. And a client texts you and says, hey, can you send me the receipt from the, radon system that was put in when we bought the house? And you can hop into your Google Drive app. And if you have your client folders organized like I do, you can simply go into that folder and share that receipt or that whatever it is that your client needs. And you don't have to say, oh yeah, sure, let me wait till I get back to my computer, or let me figure out where I stuck that stupid thing. We really kind of are advocates of putting everything on this cloud-based storage system. So this is just a quick screenshot of what my drive looks like. I have everything in here: real estate stuff, personal stuff, training stuff, all of it. But my client folders are probably my most important thing that I have. And you can kind of see, here's the path that I'm showing you. In my Google Drive, I have a folder called Clients, and I call it O1 Clients. So that way, when I sort alphabetically, the O1 is always at the top. And then within that client folder, I have all my clients by last name. So I know, like for this particular example, my clients, the Glunts, I just have folders within their folder of, whatever is important in that transaction, whether it's their photos, the house they're making an offer on. And then when the transaction is nearing the end and closes, I put everything that is kind of material to that transaction in this closing docs folder. And that's super duper helpful for me. It's all organized. I have everything just right at my fingertips that I can have at any time. But then I share that folder with my clients, so they have it too. So it's kind of similar to like the days of maybe you share a binder or hand a binder to your clients at the closing table. This is just a little bit sleeker electronic way to do it. And I like sharing it that way. Or, some agents maybe still do like a zip drive, and that's a great way to share documents as well. But I sort of make the joke of how many zip drives do we all have floating around in our junk drawers at home, and you don't know what's on them. So consider using Google Drive, getting in there and getting yourself organized. You can upload any files from your personal device and get it in the drive, and it's backed up, it's on the cloud. You don't have to worry about your computer crashing or getting stolen or getting hacked or anything crazy like that. So we love Google Drive. We've got some great recorded trainings available around Google Drive. So if you're not a user yet, check it out.
Cool. All right, so the next tool is podcasts, basically to just kind of help you stay positive, motivated, educated, and productive. I think a podcast is a great thing to sort of stop that like mindless, like Netflix, like next episode, next episode, next episode, because you can be a little more active when you're listening to a podcast, maybe take a walk or something like that. And just to kind of help break up your day. Obviously, everybody's tastes are a little bit different. So maybe you're, into documentaries or true crime or something like that. We would maybe suggest, if you're wanting something that is real estate related, the Brian Buffini Show is a great podcast. I was just scrolling through his feed. He's already got a bunch of episodes about dealing with, dare to be great in the middle of a crisis. He has an interview with the NRA president, Vince Malta. And so a lot of kind of current content related to what's happening in our industry with COVID-19. So that would just be a great suggestion. And then again, any other, like your favorite podcast, or maybe this is the time to delve into some, new podcasts that you have been wanting to get into, because again, we have the time.
I love it. And I thought Victoria and I were kind of talking and prepping for today's call, and we thought this could be a great social media engaging post. Like it would be just so simple if you're looking for some new podcasts to check out. Post it on social media. Say, hey, I'm trying to ditch Netflix, or I'm trying to be more productive. What are your favorite podcasts? Throw that out there to your sphere, and you'll get some really good suggestions, but some really, really good engagement with your people as well. And we just had not a question come in, but a note that I think is worth sharing. Thanks, Chris, for this. He said, in Netflix, you can actually change your settings so the next episodes don't start automatically. That is a life hack if I've ever heard one. I love that. So you can time block. All right, I'm only watching Netflix for 2 hours tonight, not 8. Love that. Cool. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. And then, so the next piece is posting testimonials. Again, you have the time. This is a great thing to maybe take the time and do. Maybe you've had some clients, leave you some great words on your Facebook or something like that. You can start pulling those testimonials from different places and put them on your Tucker website. So you access your Tucker website, get into the back of it on the Tucker Toolbox, and we do have a webinar that has been posted. If you've kind of been keeping along, we took the 2020 course calendar, and the front couple pages is a big roundup of all the webinars that we've been hosting. And so the webinar on how to do this is on the 2020 course catalog. You can access that from the Buzz or the Tucker Toolbox, but you can hop into the back of the Tucker Toolbox and add those testimonials, and then they will kind of scroll through on your Tucker website. So when people go to your website, they can see those testimonials, because obviously if they are looking for an agent, how many of us buy something without reading the reviews? I don't think any of us do. So your testimonials are sort of your reviews. So it's a great place to sort of put them. So when people are looking for an agent, they can read, how awesome that you have been for your other clients. So again, check out the podcast, or not the podcast, goodness, the webinar on how to add those testimonials to your Tucker website.
Awesome. And we just have a screenshot of sort of one that I have on mine, and hopefully that's helpful for you guys.
Yeah, that's sort of what it looks like on the consumer facing part of your website.
Awesome. Number 3, go virtual. So you've heard us talk about it. You've probably heard your managers talk about it. You've probably joined a lot more virtual trainings or calls or meetings. We really want to encourage you to get comfortable with a couple of these platforms. We gave you some suggestions. Google Meet is free for you. Facebook Live, of course, is free. FaceTiming free. You can even FaceTime through Facebook now. Well, not FaceTime, Google Messenger video call or something. That works really, really great. So check these out and get comfortable with 1 or 2 of them. This can be a great way for you to just stay connected, whether it's with your fellow agents in your office or with your friends that you can't go to dinner or have a drink with. You can do a virtual cocktail hour. Not saying I've done it, but I've definitely done it, and it's awesome. You can do client meetings virtually. So I wanted to show you guys, this is just a quick snap from my Google Calendar. So I have created sort of a virtual listing appointment. So maybe I've got some clients that want to talk about listing their home, but for obvious reasons, we don't necessarily want to meet in person right now. So I would just, like I'm creating a normal calendar item, name it, select my date and time, and then about halfway down, there's a little camera and it says add conferencing, and you can select Hangouts Meet. So what that does is it puts a link in that calendar item, and when the time for that virtual listing appointment comes up, you click the link and your clients click the link, and you can see each other and you can talk to each other just through your computer or through your phone if that's how you want to do it. I love kind of doing it through the computer, and you can see each other. They can maybe show you, walk you around their house. So consider playing with that. Just grab a partner, grab your spouse, just try it. You really can't screw it up. It's pretty simple to schedule these sort of virtual hangout meets. And it's a great way for you, like I said, to stay connected and also stay productive. Have those appointments that you don't necessarily need to have, that you don't necessarily want to have face-to-face right now. Okay. And hang on, we did just get a question about it. I want to read it really quick. Someone just had a question about, does the link continue to populate as the meeting time comes up? I think it should, although she's saying that her group keeps losing the link. We can look at that one off, Sarah. I'm not sure. We could do a test maybe after this call and just make sure that's working for you, but I've not had issues with Hangouts Meet, so try it. You might like it. All right, number 2, ShowingTime Reports. We had an awesome webinar yesterday that was recorded, and I will get that recording sent out today to those that registered, and then we'll also post it in our 2020 course catalog. But I don't know about you guys, but I am using a lot more ShowingTime Reports with my clients who are, maybe their showings have kind of dried up a little bit. It's helpful to get some really good data to show them this is actually pretty common for your price point, or maybe things really haven't changed too much. We're still steady, even though everything's kind of slowed down a little bit. So get in there and play around with those ShowingTime reports. This is just a screenshot of what that looks like. You have a whole reports section in ShowingTime. And like I said at the beginning, we have a webinar yesterday that kind of walks you through what each of these different reports can do and can show for you, and can help you as you have some conversations with your clients, with your sellers.
Awesome. And the number 1 is your manager and the rest of your Tucker family. So honestly, this is not the time to hesitate to reaching out to your manager or to any of the admin in your office either. This is, branch staff is all working remotely. If you have any questions about any of these types of tools or anything in the toolbox or anything Tucker related, now is the time to really reach out to your branch staff. I'm sure that they would like some more things to do. It's probably pretty quiet for them. And then the same thing for your manager. If you're having any problems with anything at all, make sure you have their phone numbers, in your phone as your favorites. You've got them on speed dial. You can reach out to them whenever you need them. They are here for you. So just, count on your managers, your staff, and the rest of your Tucker family. Christy and I are included in that. So we are here for you. We have a lot of great resources available to you.
But wait, there's one more that we added sort of last minute this morning, that everyone, you guys are lucky on today's call, you're going to get a sneak peek of this other free tool that we think is really, really awesome and easy to get comfortable with right now. And that is the Earnnest app. Jim Litton sent out an email yesterday, I believe, and he mentioned it at the very bottom of his email that we now have the capabilities to request and send earnest money virtually, which is awesome because people are hesitant to leave their homes and go drop off checks, right? So the Earnnest app is free for Tucker, and it's free for you as the agent. The only cost involved is a cost passed on to the buyer. I think it's a $12 fee, and it's just a convenience fee. That's how Earnnest makes their money. It's 12 bucks, kind of tacked on to, let's just say, a $1,500 earnest money check that your buyer would pay. But it allows them to basically kind of like Venmo or PayPal their earnest money directly to the holder of that earnest money. So for example, I had a house go pending last night, and this morning I went ahead and I went to this app.earnnest.com/agent. And if you're new to logging in, it will send you a code to your email and you can register your account really simply. But then you basically just type in your property address. And in my case, it was my listing. So I entered the buyer's agent email and phone number, and then she gets a ping to request that earnest money from her buyer, and it goes right to FC Tucker. So I would consider playing around with it. You can do a test if you want. I tried to get Pat Purdue, to send 25 bucks. I don't think he did, but anyway, I tried. But play around with it. It's a really great way, especially right now. Like, this is just going to totally change the game of, lost earnest money checks. So what a perfect time to get in there and play around. And again, where you would get your account set up is app.earnnest with 2 N's.com/agent. So check out the Earnnest app. And like I said, that's a brand new thing. We haven't really rolled it out company-wide yet, but I really like it so far and I'm excited to keep using it. Before we hop into questions, I had someone ask a question about Google Drive that I thought was worth showing you guys. So I'm going to show you this really quick. One of the questions was, how do I share a specific folder from Google Drive with my client? And so I'm going to show you that. I'm in my Google Drive right now, and I'm going to go to a folder. And you can kind of see right now that none of these folders are shared. None of them have little people in them. The little people kind of show me, oh, something is shared with somebody. But if I want to share something, so say I want to share this Santa Fe folder with one of my clients, I just right click on it, or from within that folder, I can right click on it again, and you're looking for where it says share. And share basically, well, it is what it says. It shares whatever it is, a folder or just a document, with another person. So you can share it with, I'm going to share it with my husband because he's outside of Tucker. So I'm going to do, because most of your clients, they may not have a Gmail account. So I put my husband's name in there. The key, if it's a non-Tucker person, is that you click on this advanced little button right here. And then we have our access or our security set pretty high for obvious reasons. We want to protect your client's information and yours. So right now it's wouldn't allow me to share outside of FC Tucker, but I'm going to share with, you can do anyone with a link or to specific people. So I'm going to share, because I'm going to send him that link. I'm saying it's okay, you can look at that. And then when I share with clients, I do not allow them to edit for obvious reasons. I don't want them to accidentally delete something that I need to. So I always leave it on view only when I'm sharing with clients, and then save. So now he's going to get that link to share it. He's going to get a notification that I shared this folder with him. It's just reminding me he's not within Tucker. That's okay. He's my client or what have you. So now I can see that this folder that I just shared, see how it now, I know it's probably a little tiny, it has a little person on it. So now I can see that that particular folder is shared. And if I ever need to go back and change that later, I can. So maybe I share it and then I send it to the wrong email, or I need to update it or add another person. I can always kind of hover on the little people, and that allows me to sort of update how I want to share that. So sharing within Drive is really, really awesome. And it does take a little bit of getting used to, but I think it's worth checking out.
Hey, Christy, I just noticed this too, and Lissa pointed it out, that you actually didn't change the you didn't change the permission when you sent that invitation. So you can see, like, next to Dave's name, it still has a pencil. You don't want to see that. You want to make sure that it's an eyeball for view only, so she can go back in. You should be able to, yeah, there you go, change him to view only.
I don't trust him. He can view only. Yeah,
good. Don't trust your clients.
Yeah, what the heck? Okay, that's being really weird on me. I swear I just changed that. But anyway, yes, watch for the pencil versus the eyeball. Okay, eyeball, it is done. Okay, cool. So that was a really good question about how we share within Google Drive. Any other, I'm going to pause for a second. That was the bulk of our content that we wanted to share with you guys today. Do you have any other questions about anything we covered today, any of sort of our top 10 free things, or something we didn't mention that's free and that you want to tell everybody about on this call? Let us know. All right, it's kind of quiet in the question pane. Someone asked, will you send this webinar out? We absolutely will. So watch for it to come out later today. And thanks everybody for joining. We'll stick around for just a few minutes, but that's it for today. Have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. Hopefully the sun's out and we get some warm temps.
Woohoo.
Adios.